Hey guys, so I'm going to actually do two commentaries on this channel in regards to the Jada, Will, and I gotta say it, August Alsina. This one is going to focus on Will and Jada, and I think it's very important to get the context as to why the two of these different commentaries are going to connect. So stay tuned. Hey guys, it's your girl Miss Analytical, and I am back with another one. I want to thank everybody that's been listening to my commentary the last couple of days, and I really am really appreciative of it. I will say that the algorithm is not really going in my favor when it comes to the Will Smith uploads, and that has to do with an upload that I posted almost 2 years ago. So every time I talk about Will Smith, it goes to this one thing that I spoke about, and it's really annoying. Okay? So, I want to get into this topic about Will and Jada, because you understand the whole entanglement situation. So, according to the New York Post, and Jada Pinkett Smith as well, Jada stated that she did not want to marry Will. Now, I'm going to explain to you what she means by this. So it reads, Jada Pinkett Smith never wanted to marry Will. Cried at horrible wedding. Jada Pinkett Smith confessed that she really didn't want to get married to Will Smith. In fact, the Matrix actress, now on the roast and spit of Smith's infamous Oscar smackdown of Chris Rock and the Academy's decision Friday to ban him from the ceremony for 10 years, admitted to crying down the freaking aisle before tying a knot with the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air star on New Year's Eve, 1997. I was under so much pressure, being a young actress, being young, and I was just pregnant, and I just didn't want to do it, declared Pinkett Smith, 50, in a freshly exhumed snippet from her Red Table Talk Facebook series. I never wanted to be married. In the clip from 2018, which has resurfaced amid renewed controversy around her loose entanglement with R&B singer August Alsina, 29, Pinkett Smith candidly recalls her mother, Adrienne Banfield Norris, also known as Gammy, 68, forcing her and Smith to wed after she became pregnant with their first son together, Jada, now 23. I really didn't want to get married, Pinkett Smith restated while seated around the circular table with her mom, as well as Smith, 53, and their daughter Willow. We only got married because Gammy was crying, a chuckling Smith informs Willow. It was almost as if Gammy was like, you have to get married. So let's talk about the wedding, said Pinkett Smith, prompting Banfield Norris to confess. I remember feeling very strongly and wanting you guys to be married. The Girls Trip star's mother was just 18 when she became pregnant with Pinkett Smith and briefly married her father, Robsell Pinkett Jr. I do remember wanting you and Will to get married, but I don't remember your rejection of the idea of marriage. Banfield Norris added, I remember the rejection of the idea of a wedding, but not of a marriage. Pinkett Smith then recalled being browbeaten into a big day submission. And now Gammy done gone to Will, crying about, I don't want a wedding. And now I'm being forced to have a wedding. She said, just because I just wanted it to be the two of us on a mountain, because I was like, this is serious business. Jada and Will married at the Gothic-style Cloisters Castle in a suburb of her hometown, Baltimore, Maryland. And despite their picturesque venue, Pinkett Smith and her mom both acknowledged that it was less than stellar. The wedding was horrible, Banfield Norris conceded. It was a mess. Jada was sick. She was very unpleasant. She didn't cooperate with anything. Laughing, Pinkett Smith agreed, saying, I was so upset that I had to have a wedding. I was so pissed I went crying down the freaking aisle. I cried the whole way down the aisle. Conversely, Smith, who in March earned his first Oscar for a masterful portrayal of Venus and Serena Williams' father, Richard Williams, 80, in the feature film King Richard, was positively giddy on their wedding day. There wasn't a day in my life that I wanted anything other than being married and having a family, he said during the episode. From literally 5 years old, I was picturing what my family would be. Pinkett Smith's visceral aversion to their nuptials notwithstanding, she and Smith ultimately agreed that getting hitched was in fact the right call. And Banfield Norris apologized for failing to respect her daughter's protest about a wedding and for being selfish by insisting on a lavish ceremony, owing to the fact that Pinkett Smith is her only child. The re-emerged Red Table Talk tape comes on the heels of more exacerbated footage from the couple's rocky recent past. Per its 2019 Instagram live clip, a seemingly annoyed Smith reprimanded his wife for broadcasting him on social media without his prior consent. "Don't just start filming me without asking me," said Smith in response to Pinkett Smith showing his face on camera while asking, "Who would you say therapist Esther Perel has been instrumental in you and I redefining our relationship?" And when the actress dismissed her husband's upset as foolishness, Smith retorted, "My social media presence is my bread and butter. You just can't use me for social media. Don't just start rolling. I'm standing in my house. Don't start rolling." So far, neither Will nor Jada Smith has publicly commented on the resurfaced video. But I got a lot to say. First of all, I remember when they got married. And I was a teenager. And I noticed in the photos that Jada was not smiling. She didn't really seem that excited. It seemed forced. And I remember elders in the community stated that she was only marrying him because her career wasn't going as she assumed with becoming a leading lady. So it has always been this, unspoken rumor, meaning like people have suggested, but it has never been like openly talked about, that Jada never truly loved Will. Will loved Jada, but Jada never truly loved Will. And that she really has always wanted to be with Tupac. But Tupac wasn't really checking for her like that. It was just like a friendship. So it almost seems like Jada really wants to be with a man that didn't really want to be with her. But the man that she's with and married, who loves her, you can say what you want, Will Smith loves Jada. It's like she really wasn't feeling him like that. But because of becoming a mom and having not just a son but a daughter, she adapted a traditional edge to her, and it actually helps her career with the long. I want to make that clear. When she grew her hair out, when she became a mom, she started growing her hair out. She was taking on a conservative look, and I think that was something that she did for Will, because his first wife, Cherie, she had long hair. Even though Cherie did eventually cut it, but she had long hair. And she could have cut her hair because she noticed that he had a thing for Jada. So it's like this weird kind of, like if you really study the photos for the years of Jada and his first wife, you're going to understand, you're going to see. And so it's like Jada has lived up to, I just wanted a small wedding. I didn't want this huge wedding, but I'm living this fantasy out for Will. I have children, and Will more than likely, wants me to be like this conservative woman. So I grow out my hair long, which she has natural long hair that she can sit on. And then it helps my career. I get a TV show. I get a movie deals. I get sequels and animation. I get a whole new audience. And it works. But now that I'm 40 and you putting together this package about my family ancestry that I didn't ask you to do. I know you worked on it for 3 years, but I don't want to revisit the past. I wanted to focus on the now and my career. And what you did, you took me into a place where you basically boosted your ego and you did not consent. You didn't ask, hey, would you like to meet relatives you've never met that's not from this country or from your father's side? You've never consulted me. And I'm 40 and I've never gotten the break in Hollywood with the triple threat talent that I have. But you, on the other hand, you did. And I feel as though I need to basically reevaluate myself. And I'm not really feeling you anymore. So that becomes where I'm not giving you any sex because of what you did. So Will allegedly goes out and he has, his fling. And then she decides that she's going to have her fling. But unlike Will, she gets her son's friend. Now, going into August basically was a person she was mentoring. Now, I'm going to talk about that mentoring in the second commentary about this. I'm going to go into much more. But she said at the Red Table Talk to Will, I needed to feel, because I hadn't felt good in a long time. That just wasn't sex. That was emotional. That was mental. That was spiritual. That was just, I want to feel like I felt in my 20s. And I want to feel like I did before we got married. And if I could go back in time, I would not have married you. And I think Will knows it, but he's so enthralled into Jada's world. And I'm going to tell you something. I think that what men say about us women, I think it's the truth. I think that the power of the P or the V is very, 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 very overpowering. And I think that's what it is with Will too. I think he loves her, but I think that he's hooked on the V. I think that Jada is like, there's something to him that he can't let go. Even though they say he has a woman in the industry who, that's his side chick, but that's only because Jada wasn't giving him any sex. And I'm going to tell you something. That whole rumor about him and Dwayne Martin, I'm not entertaining it, because I'm going to tell you why. If Tisha Campbell didn't come out and say anything since they've been divorced, then I'm not going to give it any legs. I'm just going to be honest, because I just feel like, what's the point of talking about something that the world isn't speaking about? And with everything going on in this whole Oscar slap heard around the world, nobody is bringing up his sexcapades. They're only talking about Jada. Because let's be real, the root of this whole thing is that Red Table Talk. It's not her being with August. She should not have brought Will on a Red Table Talk to talk about August and sleeping with a man. A man who's old enough to be their child, that was a friend of their son's. Now, I'm getting the feeling that the friend wasn't really Jaden. I think maybe it could have been his oldest son. I don't know. Because his oldest son is the same age and born the same year as August Alsina. Jada, what was you doing? You could have basically talked about, first of all, if you wanted to talk about that, you didn't have to say his name. You didn't have to say who it was. You could have basically said we took separate breaks. But you embarrassed that man. And you probably had him sleep in the guest room. And because you put the business out on Front Street, August Alsina put your business out not once but twice. And in that new song, Shake the World, honey, Jada, you should have kept that to yourself. The entanglement. And you told too much of your business about Will. And it's like, you emasculated that man. And I know what he did when he smacked Chris Rock. Yes, I do agree that he did it partly because of you were made fun of. But he also did it because he got tired of people clowning him the last 2 years. On his highest day, his award, where he would win the highest award in entertainment. Now people are turning on him. And he did all of that because he can't take how you have emasculated him. And he wanted to prove to the world that he was a man. And in my opinion, I think once Will leaves that hospital center, he is going to divorce Jada, or they're going to get a legal separation. And if you remember, Jada signed a prenup. And Jada signed a prenup. Many of y'all don't know that. Jada signed a prenup before they walked down the aisle. Because remember, he got divorced already. And he had to give Cherie money. He wasn't going to do, and he said this. He was like, yeah, we both got prenups. We both got prenups. And the kids are grown. And I think Jada probably too wants out of the marriage, in a sense, but not in a sense of where I'm no longer a Smith. Because remember, her net worth is $50 million. And how her net worth is $50 million is because she and Will did a lot of executive productions together. Because without Will, she would not have been $50 million. Her net worth might be now maybe $10 million. Maybe 10. Like, there's people that would say if Jada would never marry Will, she would have had to pack her bags and move back to Baltimore. You know, that's the tea. But all in all, I just think this is sad how all this is playing out. And it's just really horrible what's going on with Will Smith. You know, a global icon who, I will say, I know people that met Will Smith that say that he is a very nice man. I know people that knew Jada and met Jada. They say she's very nice. I know people that met Chris. And all y'all taking up for him, I like Chris Rock as comedian. But I've been got the tea in the memo. Chris Rock is not friendly. He'll speak to you, but he ain't bubbly and friendly with his fans. So that's all I gotta say. So it's your girl, Miss Ann Little Cole. I'm coming back real soon for another upload. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, comment, share, and I'll be back real soon.